ويهي إيش إحاد من هراماتيم ثوفيم مهر إفرايم. And one man was from the Ramathaim, Thophim, from the mountains or Mount Ephraim. Ushamo Elkanah ben Yeroham ben Elihu ben Tohu ben Thuf Ephrati, and his name Elkanah, son of Yeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Thuf, an Ephrati. Velo Thedenathim, and for him 2 women. Shem Ahad Hannah, the name of one Hannah, Shem Hathenith Peninnah, and the name of the second Peninnah, Wayahia Lipeninnah Yeladim, and it was for Peninnah sons or children. Ula Hannah en Yeladim, and for Hannah children were not. Wa'ala ha'ishahu me'ero miyamim yamima lihishatahawot wilidhaboh liyahwith shabaot b'shilo. And that man went up from his city from days to days to bow down for worship and for to sacrifice to Yahweh Shabbaoth in Shiloh. Witham Thanebene Eli, and there were the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni Upinahas, Kohanim LeYahweh. Hophni and Pinahas, priests for Yahweh. Wayahiyahayom, and a day became. Waydhbah Elkanah, and Elkanah sacrificed. Wanathan Liphenina Ithto Ulkolbanaha Ubanotaha Manot, and he gave for Peninnah his wife, and for all her children and her daughters portions. Ulahanna yitenamana ahad apayim, and to Hannah he gave 1 portion, a couple of nostrils, which doesn't make much sense. So it's understood to mean a double portion. Ki et Hannah ahev, because he was loving Hannah. Yahweh sagar rahmah, and Yahweh had shut up her womb. Ki asata sarata, and her distresser provoked her. Gama ka'asa, also a provocation. Ba'abur har'imah, for the sake of to cause her to tremble. Ki sagar Yahweh ba'ad rahmah, because Yahweh had shut up her womb. W'chen yasha shana b'shana, midde alotah bebet Yahweh ken takai sena. And thus he effectuated year in the year, as often as her going up into the house of Yahweh. Thus she provoked her. Wativaka walo tohakal, and she wept, and she ate not. Wayomer Allah Elkanah Ishah, and Elkanah, her man, said to her, Hannah lamahativaki, O Hannah, for what thou art weeping? Walam lohatohakali, and for what thou art not eating? Walam yera levavek, and for what thy heart is bad or sad. Halo anochi tovelach me'ashara banim. Is it not that I am good for thee more than 10 sons? Watakom Hannah achare achla b'shilo wa achare shato. And Hannah arose after she had eaten in Shiloh, and after she had drunk. Wa'eli hakohen yotheb al hakiseh al mezuzat hekal Yahweh. And Eli the priest was sitting over or upon the throne, or the seat, over the doorpost of the temple of Yahweh. Wihi marat nafesh, and she was bitter of soul. What did the palel al Yahweh Ovako tivka, and she prayed to Yahweh, and weepingly she was weeping. What tidor nether, and she vowed a vow. What tomar, and she said, Yahweh Shavaot imraot tire boni amataka. O Yahweh of hosts, if lookingly thou wouldst look toward thy handmaid, Udhkaratani, and thou wouldst remember me, Ulohatishakah ethamataka, and thou wouldst not forget thy handmaid, Wanatata lahamataka zera hanashim, and thou wouldst give to thy handmaid seed of men. Unatattiu liyahwe kol yemeh hayayu. Also I would give him to Yahweh all the days of his life. Wamora lo ya'ala al rosho, and a razor should not go up upon his head. Wahaya ki hirbata lahitapalil lipene Yahweh, and it was as she made much for to pray before Yahweh. Wa'eli shomer et piha. Also Eli was watching her mouth. وحنا هي مدبرت على لباه. And Hannah, she was one wording upon her heart. رق شفاتها نعوت وقولاه لو يشامع. Only her lips were wavering, and her voice was not being heard. ويحسبها عيلي لشكورا. And Eli reckoned her for a drunkard woman. ويؤمر لها Eli. So Eli said to her, Adamatai, until when? Tishatakarin, thou shalt get thyself drunk. Hasiri etayenech me'alayich. Turn thou away thy wine from upon thee. وَتَغْنَ حَنَّا وَتُهْمِرْ لَهُ هَدُونِي. And Hannah responded, and she said, No, my lord, إِذَا قَشَتْ الرُّوحَ أَنُوكِ. A woman, hard of spirit I am. وَيَيْنْ وَشَيْخَارْ لَهُ شَاتِيتِ. And wine and strong drink I have not drunk. وَيَشْبُكَ et nafshi lifnei Yahweh. And I have poured my soul before Yahweh. Al titen et hamataka lifnei bat Belial. Give not thy handmaid before a daughter of worthlessness. Ki merob shihi v'ka'asi dibarti adhena. Because from abundance of my complaint and my provocation I have worded until now. Wayarna Eli, and Eli responded, Wayomar, and he said, Laki l'shalom, go thou for peace. We'elohe Yisrael yiten et shelatek atar shahalat me'imo. And the God of Yisrael, let him give thy request which thou hast asked from with him. Watomer Timothy Shifhataka hen be'enaka. And she said, Let thy handmaid find favor in thy eyes. Watelch haithal darakah watokal. And the woman went to her way, and she ate. Upanaha lo hayulah od. And her faces, they were not for her any more. Her sad faces, I presume. Wayashakimu vabokar. And they shouldered up in the morning. Wayashtahawu lifnei Yahweh. And they worshipped before Yahweh. Wayathuvu. And they returned. Wayavohu elebetam. And they came to their house. Haramata. To the Ramah. Wayeda. Elkanah, Elhannah Ithtor. And Elkanah experienced his wife Hannah. وَيَذْكُرَهَا Yahweh, and Yahweh remembered her. وَيَحْيَ لِتَقُوفُ hayamim, and it was for the circuiting of the days. وَتَهَرْ Hannah, وَتَلَدْ ben, also Hannah conceived, and she bore a son. وَتِقْرَهْ et Shemo Shemuel, and she called his name Shemuel. Ki me Yahweh she'tiu, because from Yahweh I have asked him. وَيَعْلَ هَائِشَ Elkanah وَكُلْ بِيتُهُ لِذَبُوحَ لِيَهْوَه את ذبح hayamim وאת נדרו. And the man Elkanah went up, and all his house, to sacrifice to Yahweh the sacrifice of the days, and his vow. وَحَنَّا lo alata, and Hannah went not up. Ki amra leishah, because she had said to her man, Ad yigamel hanar, wahabiotiu, ونرها et pnei Yahweh. ويعطب ثام عد olam, until the boy is weaned, and I then shall bring him, and he shall appear before the faces of Yahweh, and he shall dwell there until unseen time. وَيُمَرْ لَهُ Elkanah Ishah, and Elkanah her man said to her, Ashi hatov be'enecha, effectuate thou the good thing in thy eyes. Thebi ad gomeleche oto, sit thou until thy weaning of him. Achayakem Yahweh et devaro, only may Yahweh establish his word. Watetheb haitha, so the woman sat. Watenek et benah, and she gave her son to drink from the breast. Ad gomelah oto, until her weaning of him. وَتَعَلَّهُ إِمَّهُ كَتْرَجْمَالَتُ, and she took him up with her as when she had weaned him. بَپَرِّمْ ثُلُوثًا وَإِفَا أَحَدْ قِمَحْ وَنَبْلَ yayin, by means of 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of meal, and a skin of wine. وَتَبِعَهُ بَيْتَ Yahweh Shiloh, and she brought him to the house of Yahweh, to Shiloh. وهالنغر ناغر, and the lad was a lad. ويشحتوا الحبار, and they slaughtered the bullock. ويابيه النغر العلي, and they brought the lad to Eli. وَتُمَرْ بِهَدْونِي, and she said, "O my Lord, he nafshaka hadoni, as thy soul is living, my Lord, ani haitha, I am the woman, hanithabata immakaba, the one standing with thee in this place, lihitapalel el Yahweh, to pray to Yahweh. Elhanahar hadha, for this lad, hitapalalati, I had prayed. Wayitana Yahweh li et shehelati, and Yahweh hath given to me my request, atarashalati me'imo, which I had asked from with him. W'gamahanoki hishilatihu leYahweh, and also I have caused him to be a thing asked for Yahweh. Kol hayamim atrahaya, all the days which he shall be. Hu Shaul leYahweh, he is an asked thing for Yahweh. Vayishtahu tham leYahweh, and he worshipped there toward Yahweh.